Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to everyone, and a very warm welcome to our AGM, 2022 AGM. Before we start, it would probably be good if we introduce ourselves as the trustee board. My name's Simon Taylor. I'm the treasurer, and I'm standing in for Ray today, who unfortunately can't be with us. I'm Joanna.
I'm Joanna, and I'm a trustee. I'm Meredith, and I'm a trustee.
And then, sir?
I'm Ashley Risk and I'm a trustee.
In terms of apologies, the only one formally to record is Ray. He just sent his apologies, and hence he's asked me to stand in his place. So the first order of business is the financial report, which I've prepared. So as you can see, as most of you know, our financial year finishes in March. So for the last financial year to the 31st of March 2021, we were able to report a surplus of £43,000. So if you add that to the brought forward reserves of £50,000, then we started this new financial year with £93,000, which sounds quite a lot of money, but I think it is important that I sort of put that figure in perspective for you. The actual running costs of our organisation, with our existing staff and running the office at Welltech, is about £175,000 to £180,000 a year. So if our funding stops straight away, that is how much money we need to find. And I advise the board that we should really try and get in reserves about 6 months operating costs. 3 months, I think, is the minimum we should go to, but really I would prefer we operated to 6 months for safety. So we really need around £90,000 in reserves. So fortunately, with a good result last year, I think we're in that position now at 93k, but hopefully that puts it in perspective to you in the context of our costs. I've also shown below the income that we received in the year, which we received about £250,000, £243,000. The largest part of which, over half of which, comes from Herts County Council, and that's our basic funding grant for the work which we do in doing our feedback for the user groups. We did start the HPFT project. That was going for about 6 months last year, and that brought in £50,000. But it's important to remember that these are just the gross costs and the gross income that we receive, not necessarily the surplus or the deficit. And in fact, for the HPFT, pretty much all of that was offset by the direct costs incurred in running that project. The two big ones we got, which were new and did really help build those reserves, was one from the National Lottery for £15,000 and one from the CAF Bank Resilience Fund. And those were specifically to help us build our reserves and to help our financial security going forward. So those are really the main drivers of our surplus of the year. So here's just a summary of our balance sheet. We had about £140,000 in the bank, debtors of £37,000, and then I've listed our liabilities, the largest one of which was the Future Builders loan of £14,000. We're paying that off at about £3,000 a year, so that'll be £11,000 by the end of this year. So looking ahead for this year, for 2021-22, Leslie and I have sat down, and based on the first 9 months results, we think we should report a surplus again this year of around £30,000. So our projected reserves to the end of the year will be around 120,000. I've whistled through those figures very quickly. Our accounts are always available. We have full transparency on how we spend our money. And if anyone ever has any questions on the accounts or wants a hard copy of them sending, please do contact me or Leslie, and we'll arrange that at any time.